Isaiah 14:12 reads, "How you have fallen from heaven, O morning star, son of the dawn. You have been cast down to the earth, you who once laid low the nations." In the King James Bible, the Latin word Lucifer, lightbringer, was used here, and from that single choice of translation, the name of the devil was born. But in context, Isaiah 14 is a taunt against the king of Babylon. It describes an earthly ruler brought low, a tyrant who thought himself divine but was humbled in the dust. Was Isaiah speaking of the devil or of a mortal king consumed by pride? Then there is Ezekiel 28. The prophet declares judgment against the king of Tyre, saying he was in Eden, adorned with precious stones, a guardian cherub who became proud and was cast down. To later theologians, this seemed like the biography of Satan himself. Yet Ezekiel 2 names a human king, portraying him in symbolic language as exalted and then destroyed. Still, as these texts were copied, preached, and woven into the fabric of Christian imagination, they were lifted out of their historical setting and sewn into a larger myth, the myth of a cosmic rebellion. By the time of the early church fathers, the story had solidified. Lucifer was no longer a king of Babylon or Tyre, but the chief of angels who rebelled against heaven. And by the Middle Ages, poets like Dante and Milton had made it unforgettable: Lucifer cast down in fire, raging against God for eternity. This is the story you were told, and it shaped the way you imagine evil. Satan is not just a tempter in the garden or an accuser in the courtroom of Job. He is the fallen prince, the eternal traitor, the angel who could not resist pride. The entire drama of human history in this telling is framed as a war between God and a once holy angel who turned against him. But here comes the disruption. Because in the mountains of Ethiopia within the scrolls, Rome rejected the story as not so simple. The Ethiopians preserved books that suggest another dimension, a different role for this figure we call Lucifer. Instead of a clean tale of rebellion and punishment, the Ethiopian text describes something more complex, a heavenly being permitted to test, to accuse, to refine. A being not cast away immediately, but allowed to remain, serving as a shadow that exposes the light. This does not mean there was no rebellion, no evil, no devil. It means the story is deeper than the version you learned in Sunday school. It means the neat myth of Lucifer falling may not be the entire truth. If the Western Church could reshape the face of Jesus, could it also have reshaped the story of his enemy? If Christ's skin was painted white to serve empire, was Lucifer's fall painted in fire to serve fear? The traditional story of Lucifer's rebellion is not meaningless. It carries truth about pride, about judgment, about the danger of exalting oneself against God. But perhaps the Ethiopians remembered something the West forgot, that the devil's role is not just to fall, but to accuse. Not just to rebel, but to reveal what lies hidden in the human heart. What if Lucifer's fall was not the beginning of evil, but the beginning of a test? What if his presence in the story is not only as enemy, but as examiner, an